How's it going? Sorry about that. How's it going, everybody? On the BTCReaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. So over on Dixie for the daily, we did see a little bit of a rejection from our neckline. It was positive for crypto. As that means when Dixie usually goes down, crypto does tend to go up. We are seeing that inverse correlation today. Yesterday we saw more of a correlation, like direct correlation. But if we look at crypto, it is pretty flat for the day as well, so I wouldn't get too excited about that inverse correlation coming back just yet. Our side does want to pull back. Momentum is starting to push down. VWAP is bullish and money flow is in the green. If that VWAP stays bullish, we can continue forward still. Watch for higher highs and higher lows. So over on the 1 hour, we do have a consolidation rejecting that 104. If we continue to do this, we could create a bear flag that would push us down toward that 103 area, providing we break and reject that 300 EMA, that black line here. So over on Bitcoin dominance, we are overall pushing down. We did see a pretty strong rejection yesterday, so that does mean total our altcoins are doing better than Bitcoin. Stochastic is pulling back, RSI is pushing down, VWAP is starting to reject, and money flow is pulling back. We have been saying for a few days now that we would likely see a pullback. We are seeing a pullback to that blue EMA. If we continue to reject that, I would watch these other lower EMAs, and then our value area high right around that 57%. Again, it would be ideal for this dominance to kind of taper off and total to push up, as that would mean we have more risk on buying for our altcoins. Remember, Bitcoin is seen as more safe than most of our altcoins. Over on total for the daily, we did push up to that 674 like we've been saying to watch for, and we do look like we do want to continue. I would watch against that gap though. We do have a slight gap just above the golden pocket. Ideally, we would come back down, fill that gap, make a bounce, and then continue through that 674 toward that 743 area, again retesting those previous highs, then possibly continuing toward our 801 area. That would be a pretty strong run for our altcoins. Stochastic is pushing up, RSI is gaining strength, VWAP is pushing forward, momentum is pushing up, so we do look pretty decent here on the daily, despite Bitcoin's weakness. So over on the 1 hour, we do have higher highs with higher lows, so we do look pretty positive for this bullish continuation. The highs and lows don't really connect, so that does give us that potential to break toward that 674, get that retest, and continue. VWAP does look like we are bouncing, money flow is in the green, and momentum is pushing forward, so overall we do look pretty good here. So over on futures, we did see a little bit of momentum here. This is a long upper shadow. It could also act as a hammer. If followed by a red candle, that hammer would bring you down. If followed by a green candle, we would likely see that bullish continuation. Our stochastic is pushing up, momentum is gaining strength, and VWAP is in the bullish territory, and money flow is in the green, so we do look pretty positive here. Over on the 1 hour, that VWAP was favoring a little bearish. We did warn in the Discord we could see some sort of a rejection. I believe we're around the 76k level. So that is, let's see, 23. So yeah, somewhere around this area, we were saying watch out for some sort of rejection. We did push down toward those EMA bands. That VWAP was favoring more bearish. I believe it was right closer here. That VWAP was pushing more bearish, but we saw momentum push forward. VWAP did manage to round after getting lower highs and lower lows, and it did break that neutral. What you would have wanted to watch is we did get that indecision candle. We were trying to lose strength, but we got that bounce and pushed back through that EMA. Once you started to see this bullish momentum here, that could have been your cue that we may start another push to the upside. But again, since there's no pattern here, that would have been a very minimal trade. VWAP is in the bearish territory, it is starting to round forward. Momentum is in the bullish territory, so if that VWAP can break through and hold above that neutral, then momentum would remain bullish. Our money flow would make a bounce, and then we would continue further. However, if this VWAP gets another rejection and we do see another trend like this that does hold below that neutral, where we get lower highs and lower lows, then it would be likely that we could continue lower from there. So again, watch that VWAP close. We want to break back toward that bullish territory. Right now, I think it does look like our altcoins could outperform Bitcoin. So that is based on futures. Over on Bitcoin itself, we have an indecision, kind of a weak candle. So this doji candle, if followed by a red candle, could create a rounding top. Again, watch for that. Again, watch for confirmations. Stochastic is pushing forward. VWAP is in the bullish territory. Money flow is in the green. So overall, the daily does look decent. We do have higher highs and higher lows. They don't really connect right now, so that does give us that bullish continuation possibility to continue forward. Over on the 1 hour here, we do have those higher highs and higher lows again. They do not connect either here on the 1 hour, so that is positive. We need that to continue if we're going to continue further. I would watch for that 77, 78K level as a pretty psychological even number, so again, watch those even numbers. VWAP is favoring bearish right now. We do have a weaker wave compared to this previous break back here, so I would watch that very close, because if we reject that neutral, momentum will start to fall, money flow could go into the red from green, and then that would cause a further push down, retesting these EMAs. We did see a very quick push up. Remember, when you get a quick move one way, you do typically retrace and get a test the opposite way. That doesn't mean we have to break down though. So over on graph for the daily, we are trying to break our value area low, our point control here, and we are fighting with that resistance of that 16,316. If we can see further green candles above that point control, that blue line, then we can continue forward, making that 16,316 our support, and then continuing toward the value area high, right around that 1844, and then continuing to our 300 EMA, which would probably be right in that same area. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is gaining strength, that VWAP has higher highs and higher lows, momentum is gaining strength, and that is pushing our money flow into the green, so the daily does look pretty positive there. Over on the 1 hour, we do have higher highs and higher lows. I would watch for the highs to get a little stronger though, as they are pretty consistent. This could make a rising triangle though, and a rising triangle would give us a retest of that point control for a break of the 16,316. You will notice that the volume profile changes depending on your time frame. Our stochastic is starting to pull back, but it does look like we want to get a bullish cross. If that bullish cross can solidify, we will see RSI and price push forward. Now, VWAP is crossing back into our bullish territory as well. So if we solidify higher highs here, we will see momentum push forward. Money flow will remain in the green. That would strengthen higher time frames and give us that potential to break forward. So that VWAP is in a pretty decent spot right now. Over on Anchor for the daily, we are retesting several areas. So we have too many volume profiles to kind of read them. Right now, we are focusing on the easier to read, this bigger solid blue line and our green line. So we are continuing toward that value area low. Watch for a pull back. Again, we could make that inverted head and shoulders here on the daily and then break toward that 2883. Our stochastic does want to push forward. RSI is gaining strength. VWAP has higher highs with higher lows, and that momentum does want to break forward. So if that VWAP stays bullish, our money flow will remain in the green, and we will see those higher time frames start to strengthen, or that daily start to strengthen, Over on the 1 hour, we are going to have to redo these EMAs because they're kind of bleeding all over each other. But over on the 1 hour, we are pushing forward, holding our EMA band. Remember, watch that band. When it starts to kind of round away, that does give you the potential for those rejections. RSI is overall tapering off. Momentum is overall losing strength. VWAP has lower lows and lower highs. If that continues, it's likely we could round away here. Again, that wouldn't be the end of the world as long as we don't lose, I'd say, this 24-24 level. So over on XRP for the daily, we did get a very strong move forward. We did say we may have that double bottom possibility, and we pretty much got what would be the full break toward that 57. We did get rejected. We did say that was a possibility to push up there. So again, watch for further bullish momentum. We need to break that and hold if we're going to see that further push up toward that 80 cents. Stochastic is starting to round, so keep an eye on that. RSI is pushing forward. That VWAP is in the bullish territory with higher highs and higher lows. That is giving us that momentum to gain strength. That momentum is pushing through that neutral, and our money flow is in the green. So that money flow pushing forward does give us that further potential to continue higher. I would just watch. This may be a long upper shadow candle, so if we see a red candle, we may end up breaking that 54 if those lower time frames see more bearish momentum to them. Over on the 1 hour, we are continuing pretty strong on this EMA band. They are starting to spread apart. Again, watch for them to round. When you see them round, you do get those little retracements. We are seeing a little bit of a round here, but it does look like we're trying to bounce forward. Stochastic is pushing up. VWAP is in the bullish territory with a higher low, so watch for higher highs that can push momentum higher, give money flow strength, and then that would give price the potential to break that 57, getting a higher high here as well, creating that bullish continuation with highs and lows that do not connect to give us that further push up. So last but not least, we have Algo. If you have any requests, drop them in the chat. We do have that potential for this to be a descending channel. Remember, a descending channel does push you up. They are a little misleading sounding. A bearish continuation where the highs and lows don't connect would be what would bring you lower. Stochastic does look like it's turned around. RSI is pushing forward. That VWAP has higher highs and higher lows, and the momentum is gaining strength. If that VWAP stays in the bullish territory in lower time frames, that momentum could break through, and money flow would continue to push off that neutral. Over on the 1 hour here, we do have higher highs, watch for our higher lows, watch for stronger higher highs. We did kind of get a rejection here, so if we get lower highs and lower lows in this area, we could reject this bigger trend that is trying to form. Stochastic is starting to pull back, RSI is pushing forward. That VWAP does have a higher low, so watch for it to break that neutral. If it does, then momentum will make a bounce, money flow will remain green, and we will push up. But if that VWAP rejects here, momentum will start to fall, and money flow could break from green to red, giving us a further push down. If we do see that scenario, watch for a break of our 300 EMA. If we break that EMA, that's where we could see those lower targets. Thank you for watching tonight's video. Hit the like, subscribe, and I appreciate